Go for it. Ta-da.
This is 5120 News with Joel Foster.
And I'm Frank Powers, coming to you live from our studio in downtown Tucson. It's Friday. It's Casual Friday, but wait, we've got some business to discuss. Let's tell them all about it. So here at the old Creative Tucson, Channel 20, your boy Frank, your man Joel, we've got something in store for you for the holiday season. It's a special, an extra special. So this Christmas and Christmas Eve, we're putting together not just an all-day event, not just a 24-hour Christmas special, but what is it?
A 24 and a half
Christmas special. That's right, 24 and a half hours. We're going to go for a record, that's right, and keep you merry and cheery all the day long at this, for the Christmas season. So that's what we're working on. And if you'd like to be a sponsor for one of the things that we're doing as we run a big marathon of Christmas entertainment all Christmas Eve and all Christmas Day long, 49 hours straight of non-stop entertainment from Creative Tucson, get in contact with us. Easy to do. You can get in contact with me on Facebook. I'm Frank Powers. Frank Powers Promotions. Just do that, and we'll figure out some of the ads. Go to our Facebook page, Creative Tucson on Facebook, and you can see some of the sponsorships that you can get. Simple underwriting sponsors with graphics, having your name or business mentioned in the movie as we interact with it. There's a montage, spoiler alert, apparently Scrooge turns over his ways and goes on a shopping spree, right? So we're gonna go to your store perhaps, or your local business, use your product, read your comic, do whatever it is, and or possibly the naming rights are still available for, would you yourself like to be the one that presents the 24 and a half hour Christmas Extra Spectacular? It's amazing. So we're doing a lot of fun stuff. Keep it here on Channel 20 all Christmas Eve and all Christmas Day long for lots of fun stuff, lots of movies, lots of fun interactive stuff from me and Joel, as well as lots of creative characters from all around the studio, putting on an entire production for you for 24 and a half hours straight. It's amazing. I'm excited. Do you feel good about it?
I'm super excited about it. I hope you're there with us.
Yes, join us. It'll be great. Family, friends, community, Tucson, Creative Tucson, Channel 20. Keep it there for that. And now that business is over, let's get casual. It's Casual Friday. Hang on a second. You like this outfit, by the way? 100% Italian chimney. I'm going to keep my hat on. Oh, and I might need that microphone back.
That's too casual.
Dun.
You got too casual.
A little too casual. A little too casual, a little too quick.
Gotta keep a little formality.
All right. That being said, I'm going to do this like this. Arizona sent 125 firefighters and 25 engines to help battle the California wildfires currently engulfing the southern part of the state. The department said that it took the state of California only 48 hours to ask for help. California firefighters have had difficulty putting out the fire due to high winds of up to 70 miles an hour. The fire is still only 5% contained. That's shocking. One fire erupted in the Bel Air neighborhood of LA, then spread to the populated areas of the city, closing down the heavily traveled 405 freeway. And you can see pictures all over the internet, I'm sure. So far, the fires have spread to over 115,000 acres, and residents were warned to expect dangerous fire conditions as the dry winds continue. There are more than 2,500 firefighters battling against the largest blaze, named the Thomas Fire, which covered 96,000 acres since starting earlier this week. Another 3,000 firefighters were dispatched to battle fires in LA, Riverside, and San Diego counties. The latest fire, the Lilac Fire, erupted in San Diego on Thursday morning and quickly grew to 2,500 acres by mid-afternoon. People, horses, and livestock were evacuated from the largely rural area on Thursday. Governor Jerry Brown declared a state of emergency for LA and Ventura counties, which will free up state resources. Sadly, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air will be forced to return to South Philadelphia, where he was born and raised, to spend his days on the playground maxin', relaxin', and I'm sure chillin', all cool.
Arizona ports of entry are experiencing widespread infrastructure and staffing challenges due to the increased immigration enforcement demands of the Trump administration. The Tucson border sector reported that they had over 20% of the unfilled positions within Customs and Border Protection, or CPB. The CPB says that it has over 2,100 unfilled officer positions, even as there was a 30% increase in goods coming over the border from Mexico. The lack of staff and investment in technology at the ports of entry has led to longer wait times during border crossings. Trade officials say that this ends up hurting business and tourism. For example, the group Fresh Produce Association of the Americas said that the agency desperately needs agricultural inspectors, but it's not a priority for hiring within CPB. The group said that the less inspectors there are, the less fresh produce that makes it across the border, since produce takes longer to inspect. According to a recent CPB report, 631 agricultural specialists are needed. So if you're an agricultural specialist out there, you know where to go. Experts say it's difficult for the CPB to hire for officer positions because the border isn't an attractive place to work, and the process to get hired takes about a year. To attract recruits, the agency plans to waive the requirement to be a U.S. citizen and will add perks such as being able to keep bags of drugs that are thrown over the border fence. Sounds all right?
All those drugs, just curl them right over the fence. That's how you get those drugs. So Tucson Police Chief Chris Magnus published an op-ed in the New York Times where he argued that the Trump administration's immigration policy makes cities like Tucson more dangerous. Magnus focused on the administration's threats against the so-called sanctuary cities, which are cities that refuse to comply with federal immigration law. Earlier in the year, the Department of Justice said that they would withhold law enforcement funding for any city that declared themselves a sanctuary city. A federal judge later ruled that this policy was illegal. In the op-ed, Magnus wrote that Washington is trying to retaliate against sanctuary cities by withholding funding for things like crime prevention, drug treatment, and mental health problems. Even though Tucson has never officially declared themselves a sanctuary city, Magnus claims that the government was warned. The government was warned, and the city and their grants are in danger. Magnus said that the community members have told him that Latinos are not turning to the police for help because of fear and distrust with law enforcement, which he says is partly caused by Trump and the Attorney General Jeff Sessions. He called out the Trump administration for their focus on law and order and said that they ignore the well-known fact that the people are afraid of the police. They won't report crimes or come forward as witnesses. He ended with the statement that when crimes go unreported and unsolved, criminals are empowered. However, the nation's criminals say that they appreciate their newfound empowerment after so many years of discrimination. One for the criminals.
You gotta think about the criminals.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Today marked the beginning of the winter 4th Avenue Street Fair, going on right now, or it's ending right now. The fair will fill up 4th Ave with artists from around the world, more food than you can stuff in your gullet, local entertainment, and of course, lots of beer. Woo! The fair is produced by the North 4th Avenue Merchants Association, a local nonprofit that supports the Ave's infrastructure and invests in local neighborhoods and nonprofits. 4th Ave will be closed, but free shuttle service is provided from the Pennington Street Garage and the Tyndall Avenue Garage. Organizers recommend parking along the streetcar line and using the Sunlink to get to the event. The folk rock Celtic punk collective, the Eulogy Project, played this afternoon, ending around 5. Tomorrow we'll see performances by Movement Culture and the U of A Alumni Band on the 5th Avenue stage, and Los Hombres and Tammy West and Friends on the 7th Street stage. On Sunday, we've got the Freddie Parish Group and Rusty Chops, who will play on the 7th Street stage, while the Unday and Peter Dalton Ronstadt closes out the 5th Street stage. Find your loved ones the perfect present, eat a fried Oreo, and drink some local brews. Fair runs from 8 a.m. to dusk every day, so it's just about ended. But get there tomorrow and see what all the fuss is about. See you there.
There's a lot of fuss.
A lot of fuss. Tons of fuss.
It's one of the best street fairs in the nation. I'm not sure if you know that. It's an amazing street fair. You should go check it out. 4th Avenue, I love it the most. Go visit all those local vendors. Get some treats. I like to get fries in the shape of a tornado.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Tornado fries.
All right, so what else am I reading now? Hang on, back that up, back it up. Oh, there it is. I see, gotta back that font up. All right, Congress passed a short-term spending bill last night to avert a partial government shutdown that would have gone into effect Friday. A dozen Democrats voted yes, along with Republicans, in a 235 to 193 vote in the House, while the Senate measures passed more easily, with 81 voting yes and only 14 senators voting no. Agreement over a short-term bill was looking dicey after the president sent a tweet out earlier this week criticizing Democratic leaders Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. In the tweet, Trump said that Chuck and Nancy want illegal immigrants flooding into the country unchecked and called them weak on crime. He ended the tweet by stating, "I don't see a deal." At the time, Democrats are ready to sign on to a short-term bill, but backed out after the tweet, which they felt was disrespectful and irresponsible. But on Thursday, Schumer said, "We're here in the spirit of let's get it done," in a meeting at the Oval Office. Well, get it done for 2 weeks at least. Democrats released a statement later in the day stating that they are prioritizing a push to pass a DREAM Act that would provide citizenship for 700,000 immigrants in the country illegally who were brought here as children. The bill pushes the next threat of a shutdown to the Friday before Christmas, setting up a possible showdown over immigration and defense spending. Hate to ruin the suspense, but Congress is going to ruin your Christmas too. Ho, ho, ho.
They ruin everything. All right, two bipartisan fixes to the Affordable Care Act pushed by Republican Senator Susan Collins would reduce health care premiums by 18% in 2019, according to a study by Avalier, a healthcare consulting firm. The study found that the bills would more than cancel out the projected premium increases that would happen from repealing the ACA's mandate that charges those who don't have health insurance. The two bills provide funding for payments to insurers, known as cost-sharing reductions, or CSRs. This money pays insurance companies for covering sick enrollees and brings down premiums. If they didn't receive the money, then insurance companies would likely refuse to cover those with pre-existing conditions, and premiums would skyrocket. The Avalier study found that $5 billion per year in CSR payments would reduce premiums by 18%, which covers the projected 10% increase from repealing the mandate. However, there still could be problems with getting rid of the mandate. Insurance companies could always exit the market due to uncertainty of getting young and healthy people signed up for health insurance. The Congressional Budget Office estimates that eliminating the mandate will result in 4 million fewer people with health insurance. It's also unclear if the bills will pass because of conservative opposition. Collins has already secured support from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, which usually means that the bill will fail miserably. So take care of your health.
Remember, laughter is the best medicine, so just keep it here with Frank and Joel, Casual Fridays, 5 on 20, all the stuff we do all the time. Now something not as fun, homeless people. So the homeless population in the U.S. has risen this year for the first time since the Great Recession of 2008. According to a new study by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the study found that over 553,000 people were homeless on a single night this year, a 0.7% increase over the last year. Peter Lynn, the head of an LA-based homelessness agency, said that the economy has improved, but pressure on retail market making it harder for the poorest citizens to afford a home. The most dramatic spike in homelessness occurred in LA, where the city counted a record 55,000 people that were homeless. Other cities that saw spikes in homelessness were New York, Seattle, Portland, San Diego, Sacramento, and Oakland. Most of the increase is driven by people living in doorways, tents, and RVs, as opposed to shelters. People of color were also overrepresented in this study, with African Americans making up 1/3 of the total. The rise in homelessness puzzled some experts because the poverty rate in the U.S. has fallen as unemployment has decreased. However, wages have largely stayed the same as rents in major cities have skyrocketed, forcing some onto the street. A lack of new construction has also contributed. The state of California reportedly that 180,000 new housing units are needed in order to keep up with population growth. However, over the past decade, only 80,000 units have been built. If only we had someone in charge who knew anything about buildings. Maybe towers with their names on it, perhaps.
Right.
You know, someone in real estate who could help people. I say eliminate the golf courses.
Just Trump towers all over California.
It's fine. Or Trump, you know, houses, then to hotels. You know, you got to start small and then build up.
Monopoly strategy. Sure, I got it. I like the boot.
I like the boot.
All right, a House Republican bill would end a program that forgives student loan debt for graduates who enter public service. The GOP bill to reauthorize the Higher Education Act, introduced by Representative Virginia Foxx, would eliminate the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, which erases debt after 10 years for those who work for qualifying employers. These include government organizations and nonprofits, and includes public school teachers. Those who volunteer for the Peace Corps or AmeriCorps also qualified. The Department of Education under Secretary Betsy DeVos proposed eliminating the program earlier this year and has reportedly considered ending other Obama-era policies that help erase student debt. This includes an Obama administration rule that erased the debt of students defrauded by predatory for-profit schools, such as Corinthian colleges and, yes, Trump University, which is a thing we've somehow forgotten about.
Hilarious. All right, let's take a time. Let's do it together. I want to take this moment to talk about the program you're watching right now. Here at 5 on 20, we're undertaking a new kind of citizen journalism.
We're going to give you the news as we see it. And we want more people to speak up with us. We need writers, hosts, anchors, cameras people, sound people, the whole carrot. The times require a new way of informing ourselves.
So join us. Do it. Do it now. Which one's on? So do it now. I say go wide. All right, email us at creativetucson.org to get involved. And if you think there's a story we're missing, a person we should interview, an upcoming event that we should cover, or have any news tips for us, shoot us an email at info@creativetucson.org.
We're here for you, and we want to cover all the stories from all points of view.
So don't be strangers. That's what we're doing. So is that the news? Wait, let's get back to business quick then. Hang on a second. Let's talk some business. Let's talk business. Let's not forget what we talked about at the top of the hour. You boys here putting together a Christmas spectacular, 24 and a half hours of Christmas here on Channel 20. If you want to be an underwriter for the show for a mere $20, you can sponsor this amazing event.
$20?
$20, you get an ad on television, underwriting. That's what we need, underwriting here for our Christmas special. You can hang out with us, come do it, come do all the stuff here at Creative Tucson. We're always making things, and this is a big opportunity to see all the plans that we have for 2018, starting off big with a 24 and a half hour Christmas spectacular. Extra special, it's amazing. So make sure to keep it here on Christmas. Also on Christmas Eve. 49 hours straight, I believe. That's right. All right, get ready, strap in. Oh, I'm excited. It's Christmas here at Creative Tucson. It's going to be a good time. We got all the planned sugar plums and everything for you all ready, and the chestnuts are roasting. We're getting warmed by the Yule log, and it's going to be fun. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe everything that we're doing. Go like us on Facebook so you can keep up to date on everything that's happening with our Christmas special and everything going on. Don't forget to bother us at info@creativetucson.org to find out more. And again, like, share, and subscribe everything that we're doing. Again, I'm your BFF. I'm your best Frank forever. I'm Frank Powers.
Joel Foster.
That's right. Without us, I'll tell you, this place wouldn't be half the fun that it is. So let's have some fun. Let's have some fun during the holidays. And always, let's have some fun on 5 on 20 News. Every single day, delivering the news to you as we see it at 5 o'clock. It's awesome. It's fun. It's Creative Tucson.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Stay creative, Tucson.